Hi guys. Okay, reporting from the closet, Matt, today.
Closet update.
A closet update. I'm kind of feeling black button-down shirts lately. I don't know why. I'm a big white button-down shirt person, as you
Are
can
you
tell.
inspired by Johnny Cash at this time?
Kind of feeling Johnny Cash lately. I don't know what it is, but I'm into black button-down shirts, so I'm gonna be in black button-down shirts for a while. For I guess it just comes down to button-down shirts in general are my jam, and just sometimes I feel like a blue one. And sometimes I feel like a denim one. But as you can see, this is my closet. Sometimes a striped one, a white one, but right now I'm into black ones. Kind of like, kind of feel like I want to be Andrew Huberman for a while. Anyways, okay, so thank you guys so much. I just have to say all the nice comments that you guys have made. Matt and I had an amazing article in the Entrepreneur magazine last week. Was it, Matt?
Yeah.
And I just was
so nice of everyone.
So nice, and like I just can't believe how many people wrote in about their old
took the time.
IMWA bags, right?
Yeah.
Their old IMWA stationery. That means you guys have been with us for like 20 years. And then we've had a couple of people who actually said, I use the IMWA.
No joke, actually. 20
stationary.
Years.
That's like 24 years. And I was like, oh my God, someone actually paid for the stationary, which is pretty crazy back then, right? Like if you're going to say
circa
$10
2002
for a whole year, that's nuts.
Yep.
So thank you guys so much. And I swear to God, that means so much to us. It just is like crazy. So anyways, I was inspired and I wanted to go and find one of our old IMWA Mimi bags. So our first, and this isn't even one of the really old ones, Matt.
You have that like super OG one from your mom somewhere, right?
Yes. Okay. I think it's in the office. So I'll bring that up.
We've got to never lose track of that bag.
I know. That one's a really old one. So this is one of our old bags. So this is the bag that we did in 2009. I think this bag was not out there ever. This is one of the bags that we cobbled up and made out of our dry cleaner, right, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
And the story behind this bag is Matt and I had, honestly, like there was no funds. So we were doing it ourselves. And Matt told me, hey, I could print on cotton. What do you want to do with this? And we were doing a lot of monogram stationery, a lot of monogram trays. And oh my God, Matt, people were like, I have my monogram paperweight still on the table, on my desk.
I love that.
And I was like, most likely it was probably made by you or me, right?
Actually, yes. We should have been like those old school factories where they're like made by
Irene, Matt,
QC, MG.
Or do you remember during Christmas when we had that huge Real Simple write-up?
Uh-huh.
And then that was when my mom, who was on PTTV last night, we had to like engage the entire Asian, like pretty much mafia.
Mm-hmm.
And they all chipped in and helped, remember? And
That's
we had to like deploy like, I don't know, it was like 10 or 12 couples, and they really helped us like make all those monograms. So maybe one of those guys made the paperweights, you never know.
Could be.
Pretty amazing story, but I'll talk about that another time. So this is our Mimi bag, and I drew this up, and I was like, there were no tote bags out there that I wanted in this way. I wanted a tote bag that also was like a handbag. So I came up with this idea, and then I had our dry cleaner, who was the woman who hemmed my pants, make the pattern. Remember, Matt? And so she made the body of the bag. And then Matt was like, well, I can't make any handles. I can go to the leather guy and cut some strips of leather. And then I did see that you could actually put them make little holes in the bag. And then I could use rivets to rivet them in. And I was like, okay. And so that's how we came up with this entire body. This is how the Mimi bag came into play. Nothing like this existed. And I just wanted something with a leather handle that looked like a purse, basically. And so that's what we did. And then we started printing stripes and printing all of our crazy, all of the art that Matt drew. Matt has drawn over, how many characters have you drawn?
There's a lot. Those are teamwork, though.
There's like hundreds of characters that Matt has drawn, and they were all over, and then we would print them by hand. Matt would press them, and then we would monogram your bags for you. And I just remember the Christmas when it came out, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And we had these amazing gift guides. The most exciting thing that happened was Sofia Coppola's
that was great.
I guess assistant wrote us a note.
Hand note.
She was like,
it's been on your wall for years.
It's on my wall because it was so amazing, because I think Sofia Coppola to me is such a North Star on style. And all she wanted, she said, well, Sofia Coppola doesn't want a stripe. All she wants are her initials. Remember, 3 initials in yellow on the left-hand corner. And I was like, oh, chic. So we made her Oh my God, she had one of those really old Parker Thatch tote bags. The ones that, I mean, this canvas is like it stands up. The original ones were from Joann's Fabrics, and they were much lighter weight because Matt and I had to go buy them with our 50% discount.
Well, they just didn't even offer a heavy weight like this.
I know, and then we used and it was just like a little bit floppier, and then those were the ones that were made in the dry cleaner, so they weren't as like heavily constructed as these. These were like, I think this one was a stage 2, but this bag, I mean, has really held up in time, Matt. This bag is over almost like, this is 2009, 10. I mean, this is a great bag, and I kept it clean. I always like kind of clean it with
that bag's got to be 15 years old.
Yeah, I love it. I remember I took this to New York one time, and I just loved it. So anyways, this is the original, and the shape has not changed. So if you own one of our camo Mimis, or nylon Mimis, or leather Mimis, it's still the same exact shape. It's just a little bit more ergonomic. So this one does not have the inside pockets.
Oh, that's so early then.
So this is old. So this is one of the OG ones. So there's a couple things that changed. This bag, my friend Katie Spade got this bag for Christmas one year, remember? And she had the elephant on it, I remember, and we made it for her.
Yep.
And then we became friends with her afterwards. We didn't know that we would be friends. So one summer we were out hanging out, and she looked at me and she said, you know, I love this bag so very much, but can I just suggest one thing? And I said, sure. You guys need to put inside pockets on here, remember? And inside pockets where you could put your hands in, and I could put, you know, like just reach for my glasses and my phone. And I was like, oh, yes. So you know what? An ode to Katie. All of our Mimi bags have 2 inside pockets, one for your phone, one for your sunglasses, and it's always been there now. So this one doesn't. So anyways, it has a little bit of her in the bag. And I then, after this, I was like, oh, I could actually change the width of this thing, because it always was so wide, and it was always, my hands are not that big, and I was like, it's kind of uncomfortable to carry. So then that's why if you have one of the newer Mimi bags, the width of this leather is just a little bit more narrow, and that just makes it, you know, a little bit more comfortable to carry. And obviously, yeah, and this one doesn't even have D-rings, doesn't have a zipper. It was just old school tote bag.
Super original.
Those are all things that we kind of like made the bag better and better.
And even this was version 2.
This was version 2.
We got to show the version 1.
Yeah. So this is inside pockets, no zipper, no D-rings. So this is old school. So now I think what's so exciting is we got these amazing write-ups about the East-West bag, and I was like, that's so interesting. It's like a where we're going with our lives, and I feel like we need to always be changing and always be improving. And so like this bag, it's changing and changing, but now it looks like this too, you know. So we have this original one, but I also love that the essence of the Mimi is still here, but now I feel like we've kind of modernized it. I feel like this is where we're going with our product, and I'm really excited that people have adopted it, loved it, and is like coming up with us for the ride, and we're, you know, going forward with this Mimi bag. So as you can see, the shape of it actually hasn't really changed much, right, Matt?
No, just the proportions.
The proportions have changed. The zipper's still there. This still has inside pockets, but I just thought this, I love how I made these super thin. I think they look super chic thin. And now you could do this on the East-West bag over the shoulder. It's just a slight transformation, but I think it's a real way to move forward, real modernization of the product. Obviously, we've gone away from just a natural canvas, and now you see it. When I love a bag, I have every one of them, okay? So I think that I'm only missing a couple of the nylon colors. They're at the office, but I have every single one of the East-West. These are all my bags, okay? So I've got the burgundy one, I've got the navy one in nylon. This is the caramel suede I've been carrying a lot. I just got this one, and I will get all the other colors because I really, really, really love this bag. I just love it whenever I use it. It's awesome. And it's just, you could put D-rings on, there's D-rings, so you could put your, you could put a strap on it if you want. It's super comfortable over the shoulder. And I feel like if you're looking for a bag that if you love the Mimi and you're like, you know what, I want to kind of move forward with myself and my style, this might be the bag for you. You know, like it is sort of sometimes like, you know, when you see a new model in a car and you kind of have to get used to it for a while. I kind of feel like that, like a lot of our customers, I feel like that's what they're feeling a little bit.
Yes.
And I totally get it. But once you get into this one, you're like, oh, I get this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got this. And I think that's what it is. So I'm really excited about this. And I really am so grateful for Marie Claire, Town and Country. Birdie did a write-up on this. And it's just so cool because it's just like such a symbol of, you know, who we are as a company. And also just the story behind this bag. You know, this bag has really been the real reason why we're here. This Mimi bag here.
It's the foundation of everything we've done.
And then another fun fact, why it's called a Mimi bag, because we used to customize this bag all the time. And then we had a point where, remember, people could write notes and customize the inside of the Mimi bag. And so we would always have to read all the notes, and because we would have to
inscribe inside.
We would have to put them. Yeah, Marissa and I would sit there, and we would have to like make sure like
shout out Marissa.
Let's go, Marissa.
Inscribe inside.
We would have to like remember inscribe inside. We would have to copy and paste all the notes, and then
I'm having
you know,
PTSD.
have them all like process them all, and then hand them off to Matt. It was like a total process, right? So we would have to make sure. I don't know how we did it, Matt. Like over Christmas,
we were just a little workshop.
Yeah, we would have to make sure that the stripe would match the inscribe inside, and they would have to be folded together. And then Matt would have to figure it out and have to do the inside.
We have to
and
hand
the outside.
cut around the print. Remember?
It was crazy what we did. It was absolutely nuts, but we did it, and it was crazy. But anyway, so the inside is when I was like, God, Marissa and I would read all, you know, because we would have to make sure the typing was correct. And I'm like, this is so interesting. Half of the bags always said, "Dear Mimi." And I was like, oh. So it's always like a Mimi for your grandmother. It was a very, you know, like Mimi, I think is just a good name for a lot of like kids calling their grandmothers Mimis, their moms Mimis. And it was just like a word of affection. And so I thought, you know what? And we didn't have a name for this bag. It was just always the Iowa tote, because we only had one bag on the line. I mean, we didn't really need a name, right?
It was one bag, multiple ways.
It was one tote, either small, medium, or large. Yep. That was it, right? So I was like, I think we should give a name to this bag. And so we only had one bag, so it was then became the Mimi bag, and that's the reason why it's the Mimi. And I think that's a special meaning too, because it is a bag that I think is really loved and like well received by a lot of people. So, so that's the story behind the Mimi, and this is where we are with the East-West bags. This did not come, like if you just are new to this and you're like, oh, okay, this is just a new design. No, this is like a car. This is the vintage style, and then now this is the like the race car version of it, right? But it still has the essence of the Mimi. So that's what I wanted to chat about today. What else, Mark?
Mimi was our Model T.
Model T, yes. And it's like it's just awesome. I love this bag. It's like the Mercedes station wagon we love. What is it called?
The TD300
the TD300. It's the TD300, and then all these new ones came about, but this is still the TD300, right? Okay. So that's what it is. I think when we turn a certain age with our company, we need to come up with a canvas. I
think we need to re-release, yeah. And it'd be kind of cool to have all the artwork all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And someone wrote, and their tag, their handle was Squirrely Squirrel, and they're like, guess what Mimi bag I had?
The squirrel.
She had the two squirrels.
I can picture those two squirrels.
Yeah, because we did a lot of the two squirrels. Yeah. There were two seahorses. There were the popular ones, the French Bulldog.
Yeah.
Ling the elephant was the most popular.
Chester
the long dog. All the stripes in our most popular stripe was the surfer stripe in pink, navy, and red. That was ours. So yeah, that really those were 2009. A long time ago. Anyway, so that's what's going on over here. It's raining. What else, Matt?
That's it. Oh, thanks for the recommendation. Whoever recommended black doves for us.
Yes, Jenny did. Black dove. Awesome. Yeah. We really are into it. So that was awesome. And I think that's it, right? Oh, one improvement tidbit. I was listening to this guy who ran a triathlon, and they were talking about, preparation. And I think I took that away. Like, to be successful, like preparation is really important, right, Matt? So preparation means pretty much doing your 10,000 hours. And I think preparation goes a very long way.
In our case, 20,000 hours.
But we're still got a long ways to go. But I think it's just like with life, I think it's all about preparation and doing this, making, like, putting the small bricks down every single day. And that's how you make a strong wall. So preparation is the key. And always, I think I like to leave with always the one word, onward. And I think that's the key. When things are tough, just think of that word and somehow it'll snap you out of your, and then you'll be like, okay, I could do this tomorrow. Doesn't have today. Maybe you could just be like, you know what? I've had enough today. Tomorrow, onward. And that's the key. So that's what I'll leave you with. All right. Bye, guys.